A major reshuffle has been done in the UK cabinet. Another episode of the Great Britain soap opera of the UK cabinet has begun. Rishi Sunak has also got a no confidence letter. Tory, which is the Conservative Party, is very well versed with the Regi side, dismissing many prime ministers in the past, such as Boris Johnson, Liz Truss. So is Rishi Sunak next? Also, will the sacking of Suella Braverman divide the party into half and also reduce the popularity of Rishi Sunak? We are going to talk about that from the perspective of this examination and how it is going to affect the FTA talks that is going on between UK and India. We are going to talk about that as well. Do not worry about notes. It is provided through my Telegram channel, Pooja Dwivedi UPSC. If you have any queries, you can talk to me on my Instagram, follow me on my thread. So Suella Braverman, she made remarkably controversial statements in the past. She even went on to justify British colonialism. So there are many hardliners even within the Tory that actually see eye to eye with her on these kind of matters. She was completely against immigration, for illegal immigration. She also suggested that we could send them to Rwanda, the immigrants. Other thing is that she made very controversial comments about the pro-Palestinian marches. We know that pro-Palestinian marches are going on in London. She wasn't happy with how the police handled it. She says that there were many other protests and marches that were conducted in London in the past, but the Metropolitan Police was heavy-handed when it comes to those kind of marches. What about this particular march, which is similar in nature, has their own terrorist agendas, and also are linked to the terrorist group Hamas? This is what she alleged. So Rishi Sunak was under immense pressure from the lawmakers and even some of his party members to sack her. And if Rishi Sunak did not do it, he would have appeared as weak. Right now, we see that Britain is undergoing through a lot of division on the Israel-Hamas issue, on the Russia-Ukraine war. So what is he doing to unite this party again, the Tory again? The Tory is supposed to be united under David Cameron. David Cameron, an ex-Prime Minister of UK, remarkably, spectacularly popular in the world politics, shares an immense goodwill with India. He has been brought back, but as Foreign Secretary. Why? Because Suella Braverman actually has been replaced with James Cleverly, who is now the ex-Foreign Secretary. So his place has been filled with David Cameron. Recently, Dr. S. Jaishankar also met with David Cameron. After a 7-year hiatus, he is back to the political table. Of course, he didn't win elections, so that is why he's a part of the House of the Lords. So it's going to be immensely important. His rapporteur with India is going to be immensely important when it comes to the FTA. Braverman was not significantly in favor of India's work visa, providing work visa to Indians. So this could be something that can be wiped off from the FTA talks. And there is also one kind of concern that is ongoing with the current ruling or the current Prime Minister. If Rishi Sunak gets dismissed as a Prime Minister, which is a high possibility in the UK, Prime Ministers have not been going on for long, we know that. Right now, Tories are also divided because of Suella Braverman, and Suella Braverman can challenge Rishi Sunak in the elections. Within the poll of the party also, she can challenge him. So there is a lot of issue that is going on with respect to the situation in Britain. That is why we have to be apprised of that. Moving on, pro-Palestinian marches, I have already told you there is division that is going on. Even within the Conservatives, Jenkins has openly slammed the sacking of Suella Braverman, and she said that, and I quote, these are not my words but hers, she was the only one to have the balls to speak the truth of the appalling state of streets and a two-tier policing system that leaves the Jewish community in fear for their lives and safety. She says that as Conservatives, it is the duty of her party, the Conservatives, the Tories, to deliver low taxes, be trusted on the economy and turbocharge our skills to power our economy. Strong on law and order, take control of our borders, be energy independent as a nation and stand up for our freedom of speech. So there are concerns with respect to Rishi Sunak's longevity with respect to him being the Prime Minister. This is what our concerns are. Jenkins also slammed Rishi Sunak's Machiavellian involvement in removing former Prime Minister Boris Johnson, whose respect or image as a Prime Minister now lies in tatters. Moving on. FTA talks, we have this possibility that these can get delayed beyond the January deadline. Out of 26 matters, we have narrowed down to 24. 24 matters are done. But there are two important matters. First, we have to talk about the important matters on which we are not able to get commonality. Tariff reduction schedule on whiskey, the concessions to be given for electric vehicles which are exported from the UK to India. Dairy products access and rules of origin. These are the certain areas where we need to work. These are probably going to be delayed, but it is going to be in the favor of both the countries eventually. Braverman had very strong views against short-term work visas to India. So, given her influence will now reduce in the cabinet, there is a possibility that India can get a better negotiation here. But if Braverman will challenge Rishi Sunak, somehow, if this creates a division, a major schism in the party itself, this would not sit well with India. But India is trying to enhance the knowledge of what is going on in the UK. Now let me tell you that, of course, the P2I batches are already launched. This is your last chance to take any sort of discount availment. And please do it as soon as possible, because 16th of November is the last date. These are the 3 batches. In any one of the batch, you can take admission according to your own suitability of language. Make sure you use the code PDLive so that you can get it at 22,999 only. I hope you got a brief information about this important thing. Any important developments, if they take place, I'm sure I'll apprise you of it as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay updated.